For as long as I can remember, I have loved aviation. It's pictures like this one that really explain it all. However, I think it's best when you get to take up a friend. This is my friend Panos, and today we're gonna take a flight, well, just kind of all over the place. Right now we're taking off here from San Carlos Airport in sunny California. This is pretty close to where Panos lives, and we're just gonna go up and fly around and see what we can see. It's always important to keep an eye outside. It is VFR flying after all. There were lots of opportunities to do some education, teaching about what certain things are. I make sure that whenever I have a passenger on board that I let them know that if they have any questions, especially when we're in cruise, to just let me know. I'm happy to answer any of those questions. And here, Panos was asking about the elevator trim, and so I was explaining to him what it was and what it did. So what we did here was we just basically went west over the hills towards Half Moon Bay, and right now we're actually approaching Half Moon Bay, and unfortunately I had forgotten to start the second camera until a little bit later, so this is the only view you're going to get for that. There were some spotty clouds kind of all around the place in the area, so we had to do some dodging during the approach just to make sure that we stayed within our VFR clearances, of course. Just a quick little touch and go, and away we go from Half Moon Bay. This was actually my first landing at Half Moon Bay, so kind of one for the record books, I guess, so to speak. This was still pretty fairly early on in my private pilot's license. I hadn't really had it that long, probably half a year maybe at this point. Panos had been asking to go up in the airplane with me for quite some time, and I thought, what a good time to do it. It was a really nice looking day outside, and you can see there in the window, you can see some of those clouds I was talking about. Alright, as you can see here, I'm taking my hands off the controls, and I'm about to pass them over to Panos. Most passengers, at least the ones that are comfortable in small airplanes, they have a curiosity about actually flying the airplane. So I have no problem letting someone put their hands on the controls, and you can kind of see here my left arm is actually on the yoke as well. And you'll see from time to time I'm helping him, guide him on what to do and explaining why to do it. But we had a really good time. Panos is a pretty avid flight sim player as well. Mostly with like Warbird sims, but he understands the concept, so I was pretty trusting in letting him do most of the flying here. Here we're just doing some like 20-degree bank turns. This was actually the second of one to the right and then one to the left, and now we're going to level out. And now I'm going to ask him, I should say, do you want to do a 45-degree turn? Sure, he says. So, as you can see here, I do have my hands on the controls. Just to be a backup, I'm helping to, give him a little bit of elevator pressure to make sure that we don't nose over. There we are in 45. You can see Panos getting a little smile to match mine. I love steep bank turns. And like I said, plenty of opportunities to explain what certain things are and how to read the gauges and what each line means, what the triangle is, and how to basically use all those instruments. Panos has just a great natural curiosity for, the sport of aviation, I guess. I don't remember if he was doing the rudders, but I imagine he was doing most of it because he does have experience with my flight sim that I had before. So, and here we're kind of getting ready to set up here. We're gonna go do some landings at South County Airport. He's asking, how long was I flying for? Like 5 minutes? And I said, no, it was more, probably like 15 or 20 minutes of flying. So he did a great job. He's pretty good with the airplane. So, and here we are approaching South County. They're a little high as we're coming in here, so you'll hear me drop the power out. Now, I've landed at this airport many, many times. I actually trained mostly in the Bay Area. I flew out of Hayward and flew down here to South County quite often to do crosswind landings, because it does have pretty good crosswinds here, since it's between two mountain ranges, essentially. Low mountains, low or high hills, one of the two, whichever you want to call them. It was a little bit windy that day, but not too bad. Like butter, boys and girls. And what's a flight without having a little snack? Everybody needs to eat, right? All in all, it was a great flight. Panos did great. I was pretty proud and happy, and I'm sure he was too. Here are just a few photos that didn't quite make it in the videos. I did run out of battery life on my 2 GoPros, but yeah. Make sure you share aviation with your friends. If you're an aviator, go out there, share it with your friends, share it with your family, and show them what you love, because after all, you do love it, and it's important to you, and they should experience it in at least the same light that you do. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next one.